Did you know that people with a growth mindset are not only 34% more likely to achieve their long-term goals, but they also tend to be happier, more resilient, and experience less anxiety in the face of challenges? Imagine what that could mean for your life. Being able to look at obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow. It's a simple shift in perspective, but one that can have a profound impact on every area of your life, from your career and relationships to your personal development. So, what exactly is a growth mindset, and how can it help you unlock your potential? Let's explore. Welcome back to Soul Health, where we dive into habits that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we're talking about a concept that can radically shift the way you approach life: the growth mindset. The growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed, but can be developed over time with effort, learning, and persistence. On the flip side, a fixed mindset holds that your qualities are set in stone, that you're either naturally good at something or you're not. And if you're not, there's no point in trying. This might seem like a small distinction, but it's actually a huge factor in determining how we approach challenges, failures, and successes. With a growth mindset, failure is not a permanent state, but a stepping stone to growth. It's a mindset that says, I may not be good at this yet, but I can improve. When you embrace this way of thinking, the limits you place on yourself begin to dissolve, and you realize that your potential is not predetermined. It's something you can cultivate. Whether it's developing a new skill, building a successful business, or improving your relationships, the growth mindset unlocks the path to continuous improvement. Now, this all sounds great in theory, but in practice, many of us struggle to adopt a growth mindset. Why? Because there are real challenges that hold us back. Let's talk about a few of the most common obstacles. The first is the fear of failure. Fear of failure is deeply ingrained in many of us. We've been conditioned to avoid mistakes at all costs, often associating failure with shame, embarrassment, or even incompetence. This fear can be so paralyzing that we end up avoiding challenges altogether, convincing ourselves that if we don't try, we can't fail. Then there's negative self-talk. Our inner critic is often loudest when we step outside our comfort zone. You might hear thoughts like, I'm not smart enough, I'm not talented enough, or I'll never be able to do this. This kind of thinking reinforces a fixed mindset and keeps us stuck in the same patterns, afraid to push beyond what we already know. Another challenge is the desire for immediate results. We live in a world that values instant gratification, and when we don't see progress right away, it's easy to get discouraged. This need for quick wins can prevent us from sticking with a growth mindset, which requires time and patience. Real growth happens over the long term, but we often give up too soon because we expect success to happen overnight. These challenges are tough, but they're not insurmountable. With the right strategies, you can shift your thinking and start seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth. So, how do we overcome these challenges and develop a growth mindset? Let's explore some practical strategies that can help you make this shift. 1. Embrace challenges, don't avoid them. Challenges are inevitable, but how you approach them makes all the difference. People with a fixed mindset often avoid challenges because they're afraid of failing or looking inadequate. But with a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. The next time you face something difficult, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of shrinking back, lean in. Remember that growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. For example, if you're trying to learn a new skill, let's say public speaking, you may feel nervous or inadequate at first. But instead of letting that stop you, view every speech, even the awkward ones, as practice. Every time you step on stage or speak in front of a group, you're stretching your abilities and improving. The more you do it, the better you'll get. 2. Learn from criticism. Criticism can be hard to take, especially when it feels personal. With a fixed mindset, criticism can feel like an attack on your character or abilities. But if you want to grow, feedback is essential. When someone offers constructive criticism, don't get defensive. Instead, ask yourself, how can I use this feedback to improve? One way to reframe criticism is to focus on the value of the information rather than the emotional sting. View feedback as data. If someone tells you that you could improve your writing skills, for example, that's valuable information you can use to become a better writer. With a growth mindset, you recognize that no one is perfect and that everyone has areas for improvement, including you. 3. Replace negative self-talk with empowering thoughts. We all have an inner critic that tells us we're not good enough. These thoughts often come from a fixed mindset and can keep us stuck. But here's the thing. You don't have to believe everything you think. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, try to pause and challenge those thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," reframe it as, "I can't do this yet, but I'm learning." Instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," try, "I'm getting better with practice." These small shifts in language may seem subtle, but they have a big impact on your mindset over time. You can also use positive affirmations to reinforce a growth mindset. Affirmations like, "I have the ability to learn and grow," or "Every failure is a learning opportunity," can help rewire your brain for success. 4. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. When you're working toward a goal, it's easy to become fixated on the outcome. We want the end result, the promotion, the degree, the completed project. But people with a growth mindset learn to focus on the process as much as the destination. Why? Because growth happens in the process. It's in the effort, the practice, the learning along the way. When you focus on the process, you're less likely to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Instead, you appreciate the small wins and the progress you're making over time. For example, if you're working on a fitness goal, don't just focus on the number on the scale. Focus on the daily habits you're building. Eating nutritious meals, staying active, getting enough sleep. These are the things that lead to long-term success, and they're worth celebrating along the way. 5. Surround yourself with growth-oriented people. The people you spend time with have a huge influence on your mindset. If you're surrounded by people who have a fixed mindset, it's easy to adopt their way of thinking. But when you surround yourself with people who believe in growth, who challenge themselves, and who encourage you to push your limits, it becomes much easier to adopt a growth mindset yourself. Seek out relationships with people who inspire you to grow, whether they're friends, mentors, or colleagues. These are the people who will support you when you're struggling and celebrate with you when you succeed. Now, let's talk about a real-life example of someone who completely transformed their life by adopting a growth mindset. You may have heard of Michael Jordan, often regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But did you know that early in his career, he was actually cut from his high school basketball team? For many people, that would have been a devastating blow, one that confirmed they weren't good enough. But instead of giving up, Jordan used that experience as fuel for his growth. He worked harder than ever before, practicing for hours every day, refining his skills and learning from every setback. He didn't view his initial failure as a reflection of his abilities, but as a temporary challenge he could overcome with effort. Jordan's growth mindset not only helped him become one of the best athletes in history, but it also set the foundation for his enduring success, both on and off the court. His story is a powerful reminder that failure is not final. It's simply part of the process of growth. So, let's recap what we've covered today. A growth mindset is the belief that you can develop your abilities through effort, learning, and persistence. Common obstacles to adopting a growth mindset include fear of failure, negative self-talk, and the desire for quick results. You can cultivate a growth mindset by embracing challenges, learning from criticism, replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, focusing on the process, and surrounding yourself with growth. By adopting a growth mindset, you open yourself up to endless possibilities and the potential for continuous improvement. You begin to see challenges as opportunities, failures as learning experiences, and success as something within your reach. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever made the shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? How has it impacted your life? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to know how you're applying this in your own journey. And if you found value in this video, be sure to subscribe to Soul Health for more insights on personal growth, healthy living, and mindset transformation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.